Hi, it's Anish Raja from A Raja Properties, and today it's another landlord tip for you, and this is quite pertinent at the moment with the coronavirus issues we're all facing at the moment. Some tenants are struggling to pay rent, and it's affecting everybody. People are losing jobs, people are being furloughed, people's hours are being cut, so naturally their income is dropping, and some landlords are facing tenants who are unable to pay the rent in full, and it happens to everybody. It's happening to me as well at the moment, so I'm not immune from the situation. But today's tip is to set a contingency fund aside, and don't spend all your cash flow. A lot of people, especially people that go to courses and seminars, come back thinking and believing that you can spend all your cash flow, you can use it to fund your lifestyle. So if you're getting £500 rent every month and your outgoings are £50 for an agency and another £50 possibly for maintenance, then you've got a £100 mortgage. So if you take away those costs, you're left with £300 positive cash flow. And a lot of seminars and trainers will tell you, oh, you've got £300 cash flow, which you can now spend on buying a car or on hire anyway. Lease option, that is, or going on holiday, spending money on your luxuries that you wouldn't otherwise be able to afford. But you've got to remember that property is a business, and in every business you've got to have contingency funds that are set aside, and don't spend all your cash flow, because when the rainy day comes, like it has done for a lot of landlords in the last few weeks, if you've spent all your cash flow and you've got nothing set aside, you are going to struggle, because you're going to have to carry on paying your mortgages. You could possibly have void properties, where tenants may have left, and at the moment it's increasingly difficult to fill properties, and especially filling rooms in HMOs is probably not recommended in the current climate. So if you're spending all your cash flow, you're going to be unstuck. So my message today: don't spend all your cash flow. Don't listen to a lot of the trainers when they say you can fund out all your luxuries through cash flow. And the other thing is, even people that say, you set aside 10% of your rental income towards maintenance and voids, or some people say put aside 5% for voids and 10% for maintenance. Now, just to give you an example, so say your rent is £500 a month just on a standard property, 2-bed terraced house in the Midlands. £500, 10% of that is obviously £50. Now, over the course of the year, you're looking at £600 in total that you put aside for maintenance. £600 might seem like a lot on paper, but that's just one boiler breakdown, and it's all gone, and you won't even have enough to cover a new boiler with setting aside 10%. So people that say 10% is the right figure to set aside, that's not always the case. If you're renting a property for £1,500 and you're setting aside £150 each month, then obviously that does get you quite far in terms of maintenance and repairs. But on a £50 repair contingency every month, that's not a lot. And then if you put another 5% down to voids, so again, going back to a £500 rental, 5% of £500 is £25. £25 a month set aside for voids is nothing. 1 month's rent missed is £500. Now, if you've only set aside £25 for the last 6 months, you're not getting very far to cover your lost income. So be careful when you listen to people that say, 10% for maintenance and repairs and 5% for voids. It doesn't work like that, especially at the lower end of the scale. So hopefully this has been of use to you. Keep following me for more hints and tips and tricks on property subjects, and if it has been useful, give this video a like, feel free to share it, send me a message. So hopefully hear from you soon. Thanks, bye.